Okay, next one is the surface area of a cylinder. So this is what a cylinder looks like. But if I cut the round part of it, I will get rectangle in the middle. And you have two circles on the top and the bottom. So when I open it up, it'll look like this. Now remember, the circle is surrounded by this rectangle. So the length of the rectangle is actually circumference of the circle. Do you remember the formula for the circumference? It's a 2 pi r. Sometimes it's a diameter times pi, but we'll stick with 2 pi r. And that's the height of the cylinder, and that's 2 circles. Okay, let's sums up with this formula. So surface area of cylinder is area of 2 circles, okay, and plus area of the rectangle. Okay, now SA as the surface area, and 2 pi r squared, because that's what area of circle, pi r squared, but there's 2 of them, so we times by 2. And then area of the rectangle is what, length times width. The length was 2 pi r, and the width was height, the h. Okay, so let's have a look at the example 1. There's 2 parts. One part says, find the surface area of this cylinder correct to the nearest meter squared. So this cylinder, I can see my height is 1.4. Radius, this is actually diameter. So radius is half of diameter, it's 2.5 meters. Okay, so I think I'm ready to find the surface area. Surface area will be 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. And if I put all that in, this is what it looked like. And if I calculate that, I will get 61.261 and so on, dot, dot, dot. And if I want to do that to the nearest meter squared, 61 meters squared. Okay, that's not too bad. The part B is apply question. The cylinder is to be painted outside. Find the number of whole liters of paint needed if coverage is 9 meters square per liter. So each 1 liter you can paint 9 meters squared area. Okay, and we got what, 61 meters square area. So you just have to think about how many 9s can go into 61, which is just 61 divided by 9, 4.625. You can't really buy 4.625 liters, so it's better off just buying 5 liters, even you have a leftover and you can use them later. Okay, so answer is 5 liters. And next question, let's have a look. Find the surface area of the solid. This is a closed half cylinder. Okay, correct to 1 decimal place. Let's have a look. If I sort of open this up, it'll look like this. Okay, so remember, this part is just this is the top part, the curved part, and this is the front and the back. And don't forget the bottom base. You have to add the base as well. Okay, because it's closed. If it was open on the bottom, you don't have to have this. So I'll put that in. The radius is 1 because that's a diameter, and half of that is 1 meter. Now remember, because it's a half semicircle, your circumference is not full 2 pi r. It's actually half of that, which is just pi r. Okay, just remember that. And this is, if you think about it, if you put this together, you'll get one full circle, isn't it? So the surface area for half cylinder, closed half cylinder, will be one full circle, area of one full circle plus 2 rectangles. One is one in the covered, the top, and the one on the base. So there's 2 rectangles. Okay, so let's put that in. So circle will be full circle pi r squared. So pi times r was 1 squared plus, now this part is pi r times 3, but r was 1, so I just put pi there, 3 plus 2 times 3. So again, if you put that in your calculator, you'll get that. But what does the question say? It says correct to 1 decimal place. So my answer, oops, I didn't do that. Okay, so I'm going to put it in 18.6. So good reminder to yourself to answer the question properly. Okay, it was supposed to be 18.6. That's not correct because that's to the nearest meter squared. So 18.6 meter squared to be 1 decimal place. All right. Next one. Now this is interesting. Find the surface area of half cylinder, open both ends. It's just one flat sort of rectangle, really, if you think about it. So there's nothing in the front and the back and the top. So if I sort of flatten this up, I will get 6.75 here, and this part will be half of circumference, which is pi r. And what's my radius? It'll be, this one is a 4.5 plus 4.5 there, so I'm just going to halve that. It's 4.5. So my radius is 4.5. Let's calculate this. So surface area will be just length times width, okay, which is just 6.75 times pi r, which is 4.5 times pi. And if I calculate that, it's 95.42587 and so on. Now, question said 2 decimal places, so let's see if I did it correctly this time. Excellent, I've done it. So 95.43 units squared, because it didn't really tell you what measurement they used. In this case, you probably need to write it units squared, or simpler way will be 95.43 u squared for short.